Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Welcome to your
Good.
favorite auntie's book chat. My name is Auntie your favorite auntie, and I have my wonderful and sassy co-host, Ya Sister Ya
Hi.
Boatima Russell. We welcome
I'm
you
not
to our
sister.
first
Just
show of
what
the year.
what so
Pardon?
I'm not sister.
Okay, all right. Oh my. Okay, I got it.
Thank
So we've been on an extended break and we're
you. Yeah.
back. Today is the last Saturday of the month.
Ooh, yeah. I haven't used that.
Yes. And so there's been some changes. As you know, our programs used to come on Sundays, but we've moved the time now. Right now, before we used to do 3 Facebook Lives, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Now
Mm.
we do one and on Saturdays, and it will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are in the province of Alberta in Canada, so it's 10 a.m. our time, and it's 12 p.m. Eastern Time for those in the US. And then for those in Britain and Ghana, it's 5 p.m.
But, yeah.
BST and GMT. So we welcome you to the show. So
Yeah.
at the when you call it when we do our first commercial break, I have a surprise that I have to share with you.
Oh,
So we'll do that. And for today, we've started a new year, so what better topic to be talking about than the value of time? It's
mm-hmm.
already the 29th. So, what I'm going to do is I'll leave you in the hands of my capable co host to have a chat with you, and then I'll go find my page and share to groups. And when I'm done, I will let Yaa know and we can begin.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
over
Thank
to
you,
you.
everybody. And I was going to say welcome back. Welcome to us back. It's been a long break. Well, if you find me coughing, I'm sick. It started on Monday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I started with a sore throat, and then I started having, that joint pain you have when you have the flu. So I
Mhm.
tested myself on Tuesday, and it was negative, but I
Oh,
still didn't
wow.
feel so well. Yeah, it
Mhm.
was negative. And I tested again yesterday, and it is positive.
Oh,
So
no.
I
Sorry.
have the virus. So if you find me coughing, that's why.
Oh dear. Because
Yeah.
even me, I was going to say, like last night, I kept having this sore throat, and I'm like, oh gee, am I going to be coughing? And then not knowing that you're also not
Yep.
doing well.
Yep.
You know, something extremely strange is going on with my page. I can't share to groups.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of things going on today, I suppose. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to copy the link and I'll just
Paste it
find,
on the page
yeah, I put it on my page, but maybe it's almost like I have to share it after. But what I'll
because
do
it's
is
not giving any notification for people to come.
yeah, I put it on my page on my wall. And
Okay.
the notifications did go out at the 3 minute mark for people to
Okay.
come on, but I don't know. It's just something very awkward with, I guess it's because we haven't been on in a while,
Okay.
so you
One
expect all
four
kinds of
minutes
things
ago.
to happen. Yeah, I put it on my
Oops.
page, but
Lower that. I want to
I'm
share
hearing.
that too. You're hearing yourself.
Yes, I am.
I had to put it on mute because I wanted to share it too
Mhm.
before we start. Yeah.
It's it's just bizarre. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to do that.
Okay, link. And
Yeah,
then I will also put it on my WhatsApp
yeah.
as
I'm putting like I copied the link, so I'm putting it. It's working, so I will just do
you
that.
continue with that.
I'm copying. I copied the link and I'm posting it into the groups because I can't seem to share from there, from the
Mm,
page itself. So you can have your chat when you are done, and then I'll keep doing it till because this is just bizarre.
Okay.
Maybe they
Well,
think the page
I
is out of
almost
date.
didn't make it too because
Yeah, are
the
you sure
stream
you'll
yard.
last though?
I'm sure I will.
I I hope so, but I mean, don't pressure yourself if it's Nkoya,
No,
let
no,
me
no,
know.
not about the sickness. No, I mean getting into StreamYard.
Oh,
The
okay,
way it was
okay.
acting this morning, like,
I know
and it was
because
the same link, but I was able to get in the second
I
time.
know. And I thought, we're not, it's like I haven't actually done a live on Facebook in a long time. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay, how are we going to do this? Do we shift it to Facebook, or do I just get you to talk on WhatsApp? So we're just having a chat about the difficulties we've had this morning,
Yes.
just trying to get on. So don't worry, bear with us.
Yeah. Um.
That's what happens when it's going to be an interesting topic. I guess things happen.
Yeah. Today is going to be about time, and when our favorite auntie said it's already 29th.
Yes,
It's amazing. Usually January seems not to ever end, but this year is like it's just went by so fast.
so fast.
And
Yes.
if you think about it and you think about what have I achieved in
Mm-hmm.
this month, because the month is already gone, then
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't done anything
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't do anything about that, you soon find out that it's December and it will be the same story because it's easy. It's easy for you to, just go through stuff and have things in mind to do. It's not like you don't have anything in mind. Hi, Shaila.
Hello, Amajo. Welcome. Nice to have you on. Miss
Oh,
Ajua, hello. Welcome, welcome,
hi.
welcome. Lovely to see you, beautiful ladies. So, yeah, as you were saying, I think I've shared. She said it was long for her, though. Oh, January was long.
It was really well, I guess.
It's just we've been having strange weather too. So, it's
Huh.
just not been, yeah. So, I finished sharing.
Okay.
Oh, hmm.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about the value of time, as we already said. We are going to look at the traits you need to have in order to have good time management skills. We're going to look at some of the time wasters, and then we're also going to look at the resources that you need in order for this to work for you.
Yes. And
Yeah.
before the reference, I would just say a little something too about the reference. Like in The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, it's on page 123. And I always hear, pastors preach and they say, the sons of Issachar had a knowledge of the seasons and the times. So I said, I hear it so many times, you hear something, you just take it like that. So I went to look at the commentary, and
Mm,
it's kind of saying that they had a knowledge or prudence about the time, the seasons, and when to take action.
right.
About it. It was a political kind of situation, and I can't get into all of it because I just read it briefly and I can't explain it just the way it was explained. But it's just the
Mm,
wisdom in being able to do things at the time that you need to do it. Because I
right.
remember when I first came to Canada, I had a cousin who said to me, if there's something you have to do it in winter, you have to do in winter, and you don't do winter passes, that's it. That season or that time has passed. And I kind of wondered what he meant, but I
Yeah.
get it now. Like I really get it. And like you said, we are sitting here and it's the 29th. For
Mm,
myself, there's so many things that I had to be working on. And then I told myself, but what have I really done? What have I accomplished? So I had to go back to my
yeah.
vision board. I looked at it and I go, well, I've done this, I've done that. I say, you know what? It doesn't matter. It can be a little thing. Write it down
Mhm.
because you need to have a sense of that you are doing something or you are being fruitful. So for
That's
me,
true.
I think too that we should start by, how we hear various statements. Oh, time is money. Time is valuable. We
Yeah.
say it, but how do we? And then, of course, we say time waits for no one. Time lost is never
Mhm.
regained. So this is
Mhm.
what came to my mind. You see, I woke up, well, I had set my alarm for 9 o'clock, but I woke up at 7. I slept again, then woke up at 8 something. But it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. Have you ever seen time that has passed ever come back? Right now it's
Mm.
10:15. So it is true, like time lost is never regained. And the other
Yeah.
classic that I hear too is that we all have 24/7. We all have
Hmm.
the same 24 hours in a day. And yet
Yeah.
people are some people are successful and are doing things, and some of us are just sitting back. And if you look at us, especially in our community, that we have these tendencies, hey, how did this person do this? How did this person do that? And then even
Yeah.
they ascribe all kinds of reasons to how you got where you are going. And they are not really good things, but they forget that we all have the same 24/7.
To do whatever. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, yes. So,
Yeah,
so
and
yeah.
this time thing really hit me like in my 40s because it was only yesterday that I was 20, like in my 20s. It doesn't feel like it's been it's been 20 years gone. It just does not
Yes.
feel like it. So
Mm,
when we say time, time
mm.
lost is never regained and it passes by without you even knowing. Life is
Hello,
really
Nanabla. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm glad you went there because I'm going to say something. Amajo, you are still on, I hope. You know that statement that I put in Reflections for a Thirsty Soul about don't just drift through life. Mhm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
There's a reason why I wrote that. Like you said, for me, look, we don't just sit here. Amajo,
and go over.
we don't just sit here. We don't just sit here and do whatever, you know
Mm,
we are living it. For me, yeah, I'm in my 60s now, but it's like if you ask me 20s, what happened? Drifting through. 30s, drifting through. 40s, drifting through. 50s, mid 50s, bang, a light bulb went on. And I'm saying this to make the point that for me, there's people like me that they go, oh, my life is over because I'm this old, I'm that old, and they moan and they
back
groan.
for it. Yeah.
Look, so long as you get the awakening at a particular point, that is all that you
Mm-hmm.
need. But
Yeah.
isn't it beautiful if you are more aware? It's like now my daughters are in their 20s. You tell them something, oh, this was I said, you don't have that much time. It's not like you think.
Mm-mm.
I used to be like you. I was like you. Where did the time go? And
Yes.
in our community, there's certain skills, certain values. There's certain we have the values, but we think they are good. But what I've noticed is that we are not very forward thinking. We don't push. We think I don't know if it's the faith aspect that has us like that because we become so quiet, so soft. Oh, you can't be pushy, you can't be this. Be
Yeah.
humble, bro. Once you do this, do that. But then you come to a different environment and you realize that you have to wake up, otherwise you'll get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So there's time is valuable and you
Yeah.
need to use it wisely.
Right.
That
See.
I'll leave you
Mm.
to. Yeah. So I'm just saying, I've wasted time in unawareness and ignorance, but I'm fully awake now.
And you're making up for it. That's what's
Yeah.
important.
This is the
Yeah.
thing. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, woe is me. How come? Yeah, I think about it and I go, oh, but I don't. We spend time focusing on the time that we've wasted. Pick
Mm-hmm.
yourself up and move forward now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's true. Even in a day, like when the day starts
Mm-hmm.
and you're not conscious about what you're going to do in a day, you just realize that it's already nighttime, and
Yes.
then you haven't done anything.
Yes.
So,
And I just want to add one thing too. There are certain times to that time pauses and you can't do anything.
yeah.
And I realized it when I was sick a week and a half ago with COVID. Like you're just
Mm.
laying there, time passes mindlessly. You can't do anything. And,
Mhm.
you know, it taught me something that we always, like for those of us who are a Christopher believers, we pray, we talk about God, but if you don't have good health is an important topic to pray about, because if you don't
Yeah,
have good health, you can't do anything. Because for me, time paused and I
it's
couldn't do
true.
anything, and I didn't do anything. I didn't stress about it. I just thought, oh wow, and the days just bled into each other. Mhm. So that's one of the reality checks too, right?
That's
So
true. We take
yeah,
it for granted because
yeah.
like we're always healthy, right? So we
Hmm.
just take it for granted.
Hmm.
That's true. And sometimes even circumstances will let your life get paused.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. So can we
Yeah, we can
get
move
into
on
the
into the,
traits now? Okay.
yes, please. So this
Yeah.
was the main
We
topic, the value of time, understanding the times, and we've done the
hmm
introduction. So,
yeah.
we've talked at length about, so what traits do we need to use time wisely?
Yeah. In order for us to be effective with our time and productive with it,
Hmm.
the first one is discipline.
Yes.
And discipline, I think it's more a mind thing, like it's psychological. You have to, I don't know. It's just like, well, the most common thing will be when you're dieting, because that one it can be really tough.
Mhm.
That's what I can relate to more. um, you have to do it. I don't know. I don't know the number of times that they say that in order to build a habit, because it has to be built. Discipline
Mhm.
has to be built. Like you
Mhm.
need to have done the thing over and over,
Mhm.
keep yourself doing it in order to develop that habit of discipline in whatever that you're doing, whatever it is
Mhm.
that you're doing, or to be
Mhm.
disciplined in general. And I think it's 30 days, they say, for
Mhm.
diet,
To form a
exercise.
habit. You're
Yes,
very particular. You're very
because
particular on
I
that.
struggle with it. I
Oh
struggle with
goodness.
that, so I want to use
Mhm.
that. Because for me, with time, it's, and I always say
Mhm.
that I got good with time from a
Mhm.
bad character or a
Habit.
bad trait, which is
Okay.
impatience. I'm very
Okay.
impatient.
Mhm.
So when I need something done, I need it done now or yesterday. And if we have to go somewhere, I want to get there. So I think that made me aware of time and want to use it properly, or I don't know, be on
Mhm.
time all the time. And I get
Mhm.
really irritated when I have to go somewhere with you and you're late. My whole mood changes. Like I can't, hi Amma, I can't be
Hello, Amma.
nice to you no
Hi,
matter
Miss Age.
how.
Mhm.
Hi, Miss Page.
There's a few
Yeah.
comments, but I'll read them after. So I was going to say that, like, yeah, like you were saying, it takes discipline to use time wisely. Like you have to be somebody who
Mm-hmm.
plans, because I mean, like we say, discipline is the ability to do what you should do. When you wake up, what do you have in mind? I'll use myself as an example. I've been working at home for how long now? March will be 2 years. And so you are working, right? And then you take your breaks, this and that. But after work, I still have things that I need to do, mainly relating to my books or courses and things that I'm doing. So am I going to sit here and say,
Right.
oh, I'm not going to do anything? So I make sure that I plan and say, okay, I'll do this. Maybe after work, I take a little break and then I do every day. I make sure that I'm doing a little something because it makes me feel productive. Like from
Mm-hmm.
Friday, I haven't really done anything, but I've told myself that that is okay. That's how I talk to myself. Like it's not every time that you are go, 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 right? You have to give yourself those breaks. And then there's times too that my girls will say, "Oh, we're watching this show today. We're watching Mouse. We're doing this. We're doing that." So I'm watching. Like sometimes, if it's just looking
Okay.
through a manuscript, yes, I'm watching. Like you have to have those down times too, and do things that you need to do. But basically, if you are somebody, the example that I gave, I remember I said this in some live. If you are not doing anything with yourself, and then your friend, you have a day off, and you know that that was the day that you are supposed to go and you're supposed to call out or go somewhere. And even these days, so applications are mainly online. Whatever goal
Right.
that you have for the day to chase after, your plans. Then a friend calls you, "Oh, you are off. Hey, I need to do this, blah, blah. Why don't you come over?" And because you are also not a very disciplined person, if you don't know what you want to do with yourself or with your life, people will plan for you. And then
That's
you
true.
don't want to go, but here you are forced to go. And before you know it, the whole day is wasted because we are in these groups that we think that our lives depend on it, or we don't know who we are. So we tend to, other people determine who we should be. And you are so
Right.
afraid to walk or go against the group norm because, oh, if I don't do this, they'll be mad at me. Hey,
Hmm.
time is ticking by. So yeah, that's it for discipline. So for me, I would say that we need to be real. The thing that we have is that we tend to have, we don't like to do the hard self-talk. Sit down. Are you okay? Yeah, sit down
Mhm.
and check yourself. Your weaknesses, put them down, your strengths. What are you going to do about it? Create a plan and
Hmm.
avoid all these temptations. It's not easy, but
Hmm.
it can be done. When you start, you can do it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm missing a
I'm
lot
glad
of
you said,
comments.
oh,
Message, just Amma says hello. And Ajua says, Misery likes, sorry, I'll just read some comments and we'll continue.
that's okay.
Misery likes
That's
company and many cannot produce what they do not have, period. Yes. Something
yeah.
I said, Amma says, say that again. And then Ajua says, I like how things are, and I was never taught like fully over to
That.
yeah, like following people. I guess I've never been a follower, and Ajua had some comments from previously. Let me go through them, and then we can. So she says, everything in life has changed, and we do not. If we do not change our ways and keep writing the same narrative, then we're in for a bumpy ride with limited coping skills. Thank you. And then she says, I'm relaxing after going out for a walk twice today, with the second walk going to get my booster. But they asked me to come tomorrow instead, shaking my head. Oh, Bernard, then there's Chrome Honey rules, and many of us expect others to save them due to their dysfunctional mindsets, where no questions are asked because of timidity, fear, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. That is it,
Hmm.
exactly there. And then the pretense, lies, manipulation, deception, gossiping, arrogance, hypocrisy, full enablement, double standards, devaluing, pull down syndrome, sabotaging, enviousness, jealousy, selfishness, and more negativities for many are overwhelmingly abundant than the positives to grow. It's like these are all the issues and problems that we have, but if you're not willing to. Oh, hello, Miss Eunice. Nice to have
Oh,
you on board.
hi.
Welcome. Aisha Neer.
Hello,
Hi,
Aisha.
how are you? We are back.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
guys.
yeah. You can carry
If you're
on.
not here before, I'm sick. So
Yes.
I'll be coughing in your ear.
So,
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, before we go to the next one, which is commitment, I'm glad you said that you do give yourself some time to relax as well. And
yeah.
I'll still use my diet and exercise because
Hmm.
sometimes you need to give yourself a cheat day so that you're
Yes.
not feeling like you're punishing yourself and
Hmm.
stuff like that, to make it too overwhelming for you. And I think cheat day is kind of like self-care day, kind of. Anyway, so
Yeah.
the next, yes.
I just wanted to add, like when we talk about discipline, like discipline helps you to set orderliness. It's also good for efficiency, punctuality, and then being organized. You need to be
Right.
focused. If you are somebody who's just all over the place, I'm sorry, you're not going to use your time wisely. Even if you don't have time. Okay, this is something that I learned, that I read somewhere, that sit down and look at how you use your time in a day, write it all down, and you'll see the time wasters. You'll just see, and that will help you to
Mhm.
kind of start weeding things out. So we can continue. It's another
Oh yeah,
comment.
and then when you the scenario that you painted with having an off day and instead of doing
Mhm,
something important and going off with your
mhm,
friends, that happens also when we don't have like set boundaries in our lives. Like you can't say no. It's it's the worst thing you could ever do to yourself if you can't say no. So learn to say no
yes.
to people. Yeah, yeah. Because if you're going to be disciplined, you are going to have to say no a lot more times than yes.
Mhm,
Because if you really have to, you have a structure that you want to follow, definitely people will
mhm,
try to come into it or try
mhm.
to take some of the time out of it. And you have to learn to be able to say no to them. And
Yeah.
if they can't deal with it, too bad.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I can't help myself. You know how we have, we say the terrible twos. When a
Mm-hmm.
2-year-old gets to be, like, I don't know why we adults at that stage, we get so annoyed with our kids because everything, no, no,
Oh
no.
yeah.
We have to learn to become like that. It's a two-letter word, N-O, no.
Yes.
Are you okay? You just say, I'm sorry, I can't make it today. No. Don't be bullied. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Very important. Okay. Well, the next one is to be committed or commitment, to have
Mhm.
commitment. You want to read that before, or I should?
Yes, Aisha says the possession of self discipline enables you to choose and then persevere with actions, thoughts, and behavior which lead to improvement and success. Thank you. Bam, bam, bam. That's it
Right.
right there. So let's go to commitment.
Yeah. Commitment. Well, in order to be committed to something, you have to actually believe in it. It doesn't have to be, most of our goals are usually things that we've seen people achieve and we want to achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
Or things that, yeah, we see around, or your friend has done something and you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrong motive for
Mm-hmm.
trying to achieve something. You don't try
That's
to
Ajua's follow people.
aha, yes. And you can never fully commit to something like that because it's a copycat thing. It's not from
Mm-hmm.
inside of you. It has to be something that you really want to do or you really
Mm-hmm.
want to achieve, and then you get the passion for it, and it makes commitment a little bit easy for
Mm-hmm.
you because it's something that is from inside of you. And I also feel that sometimes in order to be committed, well, there on the other hand, sometimes you need like accountability partners, people with like minds,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to help you in order to be committed to whatever. Because sometimes it's hard. It's not that easy. It's not like because you want to do it, you're going to be able to do it 100% and all the time. Sometimes you get tired of it. Maybe you hit a roadblock and you feel like giving up already. It's
Yeah, sorry. Oh. I'm laughing because so you mean I need accountability partners to be committed to buying a yen to my every Saturday to go to
no,
program.
no, no, that's no, 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 no.
Just asking.
If yeah is your main
Mhm. You're frozen, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's frozen right now. So when we say commitment, for me, like the definition that I got is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. So, hey, yeah, you're not back. Oh. So when you are being like you commitment means that you have this thing, this focus, that I'm going to accomplish this no matter what. And you see the goal in the distance, but you do that little walking, the little steps that you have to take to get to that goal. And so, of course, I'm sure Yah will be back. Hopefully, it won't be long. Of course, it's not so easy. There's times that you may get sidetracked. Like, this is the path, right? Sometimes somebody will pull you this way, somebody will pull you that way. Maybe it's not even somebody. Sometimes things will pull you, but you have to have that capacity to regroup, refocus.
My
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is
network.
acting up. I
Uh,
know.
yeah, so I was just saying that some commitment is that you see the goal in the end in sight. Oh, yeah, okay.
Mm.
Oh,
Makachi
yeah,
me
sure.
that. The one day.
Okay.
Me
You see
posta.
the goal. You see the goal over there, and then you have to take the steps to go there. But sometimes you can get sidetracked. But just remember to regroup and refocus. A lot of us, when we hit the first snag, then we give up.
Yeah.
We don't know how to talk our self-talk. Oh, I'm useless. Oh, I can't do this. Only they can do that.
Negative.
Other people can't do it. Yes. So Ajua says the inconsistency of one's mind confuse the ability to make smart choices. If you don't know what you want to do,
What?
people
Mm-hmm.
can make up your mind for you, or people throw
Yeah.
things at you, and you get so confused. For me, I believe in asking for help, asking for advice,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you
You.
get to make the final decision.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there are people who get upset with you because, oh, I said this and you didn't do it. You were not deciding for me, you were just being of help. I
Yeah.
have to wait and make my own choices. So sometimes we need to give people that ability or the capacity also to make their own decisions. We can't make it for them.
Yeah.
Ajua says, Sa Pepe Pantia, the follow people, copycat, unnecessary competition comprises always brings some wahala. It keeps happening.
Yeah.
And then Aisha says, commitments help us to stick to our goals during the good times and the bad times. No need to give up. Exactly. So it's not even commitment, like seeing things through. You are committed to a cause. This is what I want to do. This is what my interest is. This is what my passion is. What am I going to do together? Some of us, we think that in tree we have a proverb that says, "Say yenkotua yenda." People want to get from a standing position, boom, just to lie down. You have to go on your knees first and then lie down. It takes steps.
Yeah.
These days, people want things so quickly. Life doesn't happen that way. Anything that is happening, there's no challenges. You got to ask yourself some questions.
Mm.
So, what strength, what inner strength or fortitude do you have to face the challenges that come up in life? Are you just going to give up, roll over, and play dead? Or you are going to pull something from inside of you and say, I got what it takes to do this?
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else on commitment? Yanko
Oh,
break.
the EYA'S one that I was answering your question and it went off.
Okay, please do.
I was saying that if your main goal in life is to go to a year, then yes, you need those kind of accountability partners to buy a year into my every week, because that will help you achieve your goal. But if you have a different goal in life, so it all depends on what you want to achieve, right?
What your focus is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also it's important that you write it down. As Auntie, I had to go back to her vision board.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't have it, she might have even forgotten what she wrote down or what she
Yeah.
wanted to do. Sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the
Yeah.
year, you remember, oh, I wanted to do this. So it's always good to have it written down
I heard
so you
somebody
can.
say this, a life coach. She said it in one of the rooms on Clubhouse. She says your vision board is something you should visit every week. And I'm like, hey. So I was sitting there and I said, oh yeah, January is almost gone. What's going on? So I went, I went and I said, okay, I forget. Maybe I did it 5, 6 days ago. I went through each item and I wrote
Mhm.
a follow-up note. For me, that is accomplishment. At least I've looked at it. I know where I'm at. This is in
Yeah.
progress. This will be done. I mean, be honest with yourself. Keep checking. You won't be
Right.
able to do everything, but at least you have a tracking system that, well, on this date I followed up, and this is what I said. You know, yeah,
Yeah. And the vision board is also a form of accountability
yes,
resource.
yes,
Yeah. So,
yes.
yeah.
Adjoa says commitment is part of the stepping stones of the course of path and foundation one needs to build with determination, understanding, focus, care, knowledge, emotional intelligence, willpower to complete your goal, adopting some beneficial coping skills to improve yourselves. Huh. Ajua, improve ourselves? Really?
Hey.
Yeah. Anyway, because
Mm,
there's people who seriously will sit and say, but what are they talking about? You know,
'cause,
what is it? You know, seriously. So my
it's
thing
true.
is, so you are alive every day. You get up, you breathe, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you go to sleep, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. You are here for a purpose. If we do not understand, you were brought on this earth for a particular reason. There's something that you have to be doing, and you need to figure out what that is and be doing it, because that is what will bring you the fulfillment in life. A lot of
Right.
people are walking around and they are empty and they are so hollow, like they feel so unhappy, they become so bitter and they don't understand. But
Right. Yeah.
you need to become very good at owning your stuff. With that, we have to go on a commercial break.
Yeah. You do.
Okay, take this off. Mm. Yeah, we okay.
Me. Gina Hostel paint.
Yo, Yati. So we'll go on the commercial break
Yeah.
and come back. So I said that I had a surprise for you, and I
Yeah.
gave part. Today that I looked at it, I'm like, this topic is broad and it's already quarter to, so I'm not sure. Let's do this. I won't go through I'm just going to go through the books. Actually, just take one picture and show it, and then I'll go to the surprise. So,
Okay.
Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. You can find it on Amazon, Freezing Press, and other bookstores. Get your copy. Those who have read it give rave reviews about it. It's a good read, very inspirational, very motivational. And the
Mhm.
beauty of a woman's heart, it can be read by any young lady. Men even are reading it, but
Yeah.
anybody over 10 years can read it if you, the parent, are able to guide them through it and explain things to them. It's a powerful book because it's got questions that you can reflect on. Some of the things that we are talking about today, that you are not, what do you call it? We are not very good at taking stock of where we are at in life, our self talk, the negative self talk, or we are just oblivious. Like I said, I was mindless, just walking through life till I woke up suddenly one day. So it's never too late. Yes. And then the third book is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. That came out in October last year. It's a devotional. Yes, I take a passage from the Bible and I share insights from it. And also, there's a part in the book called Practical Nyamisem. I was doing a program on Tuesdays called Practical Nyamisem because I've looked at the Bible and how we as Ghanaians or Africans interpret the Word of God. And I was finding that sometimes it's nothing close. What we're doing is nothing close to what is in the Bible. Like for me, the classic scripture that I quote is go to the ant, you sluggard. A sluggard is a lazy person. Look at the tiny little ant and the work, the hard work that it does, you know, piling up supplies and all that. And then we sit there and think that sitting in church 7 days a week is okay and manna will fall from heaven. So that portion of the book shares my insights on just how we do our Nyamesom. So that is that one.
Mm.
And so we will go to, I'll
Yes,
show you this video clip and then we will have a chat. Here
Oh
it is.
my God. Oh, that's
It's
a
called
great surprise. Own it.
Own It. Yes. I
Wow.
get myself into these things. I'm somebody that if I see something, a
I love the
course, something,
cover.
yes. You know what I did? I gave him a red rose, and then I gave him this blue rose thing. And when he showed me the red one, I said, it's not kicking me. I'm not feeling the umph. This one has got, and where's Aisha? Aisha will say, this one has got the X factor. I'm like, this one will do it. So I said, yeah, the blue rose and the water on it. And I'm like, somebody go, okay, owning it and this, what does it mean? I said, well, the way I'll explain is that owning it, you have to sweat to get what you want.
Mm,
You have to own it, do the work. And so when you do the work, you come out smelling like a beautiful rose. A lot of
oh,
us don't want to do that work. So this is what I was talking about. That is the surprise. It's a resource. I'll just go into it a little bit because the
mm,
introduction, I registered myself for this because I'm into book writing, obviously. So there's this gentleman that I met on Clubhouse, and he does this bestseller overnight thing. And I said, well, let me get involved and see what I can do, right? And I mean, the
yeah,
thing is that you've written the book on a particular day, you have to launch it. And this resource, owning it for me, I find that we talk about a lot of these issues,
yeah,
Ajo Odo, Ama Manson, Mandy, Ama Joe, Sika, and if I haven't mentioned your name, please, it's not just out of the, I'm just giving a broad, yeah,
right,
it's all
right,
these, there's things that are going on in our communities that we don't pay attention to. And when there's beef, people rather go to this place and go and listen to beef than
right.
do something or listen to something that will help them. And for me, like what I say is that a lot of times we don't take responsibility for ourselves. It's always somebody's fault. This is
Yeah,
how I was brought up. My parents didn't do this for me. My father didn't do this for me. My mother didn't do that for me. But you are responsible for yourself now, right? This
yeah.
is what I write. Life provides us with many opportunities to learn and grow. Many of us, for some reason or other, are stuck. Why is that so? We have become immobilized by events from our past. We make excuses that stop us from accomplishing great things in life. We refuse to take personal responsibility for our lives and have foisted it on others to lead us and make our decisions for us. We do not seem to hold ourselves accountable for our own lives. And I
Mm.
go on and on. So, this is a resource that, I mean, I want to put out in front of people. And set up I've set up a book club. So if you are interested in getting into it, DM me what I need from you, the support that I need from you. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay, Patronum, drink some water. What I need from you is if you want to support me, be a part of this group, and then on the day of the launch, you commit to share the link with 5 people so they go on Amazon and get the book. It will be 99 cents, March 24th. So this is what is happening. Own it, owning your stuff. Sometimes people think you are too harsh, but for me, I figure that I'm still growing, but I've done that work. Yesterday, I was saying that your self-talk, you people say things like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm dumb, I can't do this. I don't say those things to myself. It's not that you don't feel it, but you don't be verbalizing it because you are putting it on you, you are putting a label, and it sinks into your spirit and you start to believe it. So yes, there's just different insights that I've shared from this book. So DM me. If I'll be inviting people anyway, but if you come across this program and you want to be part of it, certainly DM me and we'll go from there. So
And all you have
now
to
the
do is
new the
share
new
to five
mantra is,
people. Is that it?
sorry,
All
come
you have
again.
to do is share to 5 people to go buy it.
On March 24th, we'll put the link out. You can
Okay.
do more if you have more friends that you think should get it, because
Okay,
it's a
minimum
question of,
5 people.
yes, minimum of 5 people. Yes. So thank you kindly for your support in advance. My support, yes.
You're
Ajua
welcome.
says, thank you. Ajua says some people, they are so far gone and dysfunctional that no matter how much assistance given to them, they sabotage their own blessings by running foolish races. Some people just don't, they'll never get it. They don't want to go any further. And
Yeah.
Amma calls it the blaming game. And Ajua
Yeah.
says, oh, say that again, increase the volume, the lack of personal responsibilities with the excuses, reasons, blaming games, enablements, and double standards. And I think that was the last comment. Okay, so are we done with commitment then?
Yes, because it kind of they both are kind of intertwined with each other. The next one is
Yes.
perseverance, right? Pushing
Mm-hmm,
through and
mm-hmm,
not giving up. Well, I would say that it's, I mean, that's giving yourself time. How do you say it? Some cutting yourself some slack when
mm-hmm.
things don't go as you have planned.
Yes.
It helps you to persevere. You don't
Mm-hmm,
blame yourself too much. You learn from whatever. If it's a roadblock, you
mm-hmm,
try to get over it, around it.
mm-hmm.
That, that reminded me of the box in the corner, staying in the corner in the box.
Ajua, yeah,
Yes,
go try on the four corners. If it doesn't work, step out. Yes.
yes, yes. And last year I was hit really hard. Like
Mm-hmm,
there was a big blockade for me, and I
mm-hmm,
needed time to just step aside, have time for myself, and
mm-hmm.
reflect and see how best to do things or how
Yeah.
best to move forward. I needed that
Mm-hmm.
time, so I took it.
Yeah.
But
It's
sometimes we
always
feel,
important.
yeah, we feel guilty if we have to
Mm-hmm,
take time for ourselves to do whatever. But if you need it, you need it. Just take time for yourself, go
mm-hmm,
back, reflect, and see how best you can move forward with things.
mm-hmm.
And if you feel that it's unachievable or you don't want to do it anymore, that's okay too. You don't have to
Yes.
push yourself if you're not feeling it.
Pressure.
Because yeah, it would it's a cost 90 or a zero work kind of. If you're not feeling it anymore, that
Don't
doesn't
do
mean that you should jump
it.
from
Mhm.
one to the other all the time. You have to
Yes.
be decisive too. So there's kind of
Exactly.
a fine line
Right. Yeah.
there between that, and it also doesn't mean that in as much as you can procrastinate or change the date for whatever, excessive procrastination is also not a good thing because
Yeah, that one is a whole topic in itself. Oh my gosh.
so
So.
it's kind of, we have to find the balance, and um, if we are committed and disciplined, if all
Mm-hmm,
these traits come together, it's
mm-hmm,
a bit easier to find this balance. And you know yourself as well. As Auntie has said, you need to know yourself. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses, so that in trying to find a balance between not going too much overboard with things or not relaxing also too much, you need
mm-hmm,
to know yourself. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
That's what I have.
As you were talking, I said that there's something that we need to get or understand. You see, a lot of us, especially I'll say with us, the way we were raised, failure, we associate failure with so much negativity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Abrofo will
It's
tell
true.
you that failure is part of success. Do you know how
Mm-hmm.
many times, what's his name? Is it the Henry Ford or whoever, the guy trying to create some
Even
car, or even
Edison
these
too.
people doing these inventions, how many times
Yeah.
they had to do it? You only heard of the success the one time, but you know the frustrations, the sleepless nights it took them. So
Yeah.
we say, yeah, we are Christopher Mapa. Let me say this in tree. You know, train home. Like we don't, that waiting, that persevering, we don't push enough. We give up because of how we are programmed. Oh, this
Yeah.
one, it doesn't work. then we just say something negative and throw it away. Oh, why are you going to do that? It didn't work for me, so it won't work for you, you know. Or
Yeah.
some, we are, look, fear alone will cause us not to persevere. Fear
True.
alone will cause us not to persevere. It's calling an office to find out information. Oh no, I can't do it because they will say they'll refuse me. We give the reasons. Look, call.
Yeah.
For me, what
Even
I
they
say is
try.
go to the, like, it has to come from the horse's own mouth. You don't take any information from
Exactly.
anybody. A lot of us
Yeah.
don't know anything and we try to put people off. Oh, don't go, it doesn't work. They'll refuse you, this and that. How do you know that it's not my time to be accepted? And then we
Mm-hmm.
listen to people in their mediocrity because they are so afraid, so timid that they won't take a step. And so they
Yeah.
think everybody should be like them. And they mean well, they think, but they don't know that they are stopping you. And
Yeah.
some of us, we don't take those things. Like, if I want to do something, I'm going to look into it and I'm going to push and do it till I know that, okay, I've hit a wall. I can't do anything anymore. I failed. Like, we give up on ourselves before it's actually time to give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just give up. It's unfortunate, but if we the adults are doing this, then what about the young ones around us who are watching us, following us? They need to
Mm.
see you standing up for something. The comments are coming fast and furious, and yours says bam, 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 because many surely forget they have three other corners within a box and give up so easily due to
One
their
of my
limited
favorite
mindset
things.
and lack of perseverance. So basic fundamental sense is not so common for many people. Say it, oh, say it, my sister. True talk, pa, and that is why the charlatans are using soon soon we are saying to do pray, manipulate lies to them. Oh, when I said you knew your train home, like, you know what? You just have to, like, persevering. I say nothing comes easy. Keep going,
Mhm.
right? And also set benchmarks. Like, say, okay, by this time
Mhm.
I want to do this. If you haven't done it, why didn't you do? Don't give up. Just examine why. What could I have done? Find a solution and keep moving. Ask for
Otherwise,
help when you need it. Asking for help from the right people. Right people. There's right
mm-hmm.
people out there. You need to shine your eyes and find them. There are people who will give you the right advice to set you on your path. So, and I say, like, don't be afraid to fail. The failure, you'll get a new idea out of the failure. Trust me.
Always, yeah.
And of course, being organized, what we said, the three, it's all encompassing,
In
so we
there.
won't dwell on it so much. Like,
Mm.
sometimes sometimes you take on too much. So you need to be able to sift through,
Mm-hmm.
get rid of the clutter, declutter. I have six things that I want to do. Can I do them all? No, maybe I need to be doing two. Take two and do it well. Look, like me last year, I bought a whole bunch of Udemy has these courses. Sometimes they come, I mentioned it before, they
Oh,
are free, they are $19, $18 cheap. And I'm like, oh, let me
yeah.
get it. So I have about four or five, but then I realized that I had to focus on the two, the bestseller thing that I'm doing, and then
Mm-hmm.
something else that I'm doing with Learn. So
Mm-hmm.
I do those two. Like maybe on my lunch break, I'll sit down for 15 minutes, do a little bit, you know. I'll get back to the others, but for right now, my priorities are these two. So I need to be working through it. Discipline, right? You can't say, oh, I'm working, so this and that. I can't do this. Before you know it, a week has passed by and you haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
And
true.
maybe sometimes to delegate or learn to make lists. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
It's very
yeah.
important, eh?
Oh, as for the list, you make a list and then you make a list for a list. So, okay.
You do need it because you have to prioritize after making the
Yes.
list, and then
Hmm.
you go and prioritize the list, and then
Hmm.
you go and do the to-do list for the list because you have to break it down
Yeah.
into simple
Isn't that
tasks, right?
convoluted? So people give up. I can't do, oh, I can't do this. Oh, or say there, well, leave them. These people, they are book long too. No, leave
No,
them
no,
alone.
no, no.
We who are,
But
we who
you
our
don't have
time is ticking
to do
and
it
your
for
life is
every.
wasting.
Time is ticking. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, time is ticking because if you do your list, okay, you can pick one thing and then you break it down. That's not so hard. Let's say,
Yes.
my, I came out with a cookbook, although I'm not a cook.
Yes,
Yes, because last year I kept saying it,
seriously.
but I wrote it down, and then I
Mm-hmm,
said, yeah, I have to do it, and I gave myself a time to finish it, and that kind
mm-hmm.
of pushed me to actually finish it.
Good. Yes.
So you pick one thing, you break down into
Mm-hmm,
simple tasks, things that you need to do to achieve whatever it is. Because if you
mm-hmm.
just write it down general, I have to write a book. What do you do to write the book? Maybe there's
Yeah.
something you have to start with. Maybe I haven't really written a book, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
you jot down stuff,
Outline.
whatever, what the process in order to achieve it,
Yes.
and you start achieving it,
Mm-hmm.
and you find yourself getting there. So priorities.
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah, it's like you are saying that you've done a cookbook. With us, we think that whatever you do, you have to be an expert in it. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of this environment. You can pick up and say, oh, hey, I have an interest in this. Let me put something together. And there's people
yeah,
who will patronize it. We will sit
yeah.
back there in our boxes and the tunnel vision, like we only know one thing. We don't expand to figure out, oh, this, oh, that, right?
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
make the thing that I never thought I could write a book, but I got up and I did. Yeah. And if I'd asked permission, somebody would have said no. It would have been a man.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll park it right there. Let's go to this one. Time wasters.
Mm. The number one time waster right now is our digital devices, although they're a blessing
Oh my Lord.
because I've had days that I've spent hours on TikTok and not realize that I was on it for that long.
I had
When I
Nana laugh at
started,
me
oh
one
my
day.
God.
She
Oh,
goes,
really?
"Ma, because you told me that I'd never go scrolling too much." One day she found me. I go, yeah, it becomes addictive. Oh, what's this
It
person doing?
is. Yeah.
Oh, oh, yay. There was this
So,
little girl I saw. She says to her
mhm.
mom, did the sun wake up? I forget how she did the sun wake up. Oh, okay, let's go out there. And something that's a joyful little kid. If the sun is out, let's go. Let's and I thought, wow, she's got the memo. And we the
Mhm.
adults are sitting around being miserable and looking miserable. Oh gosh.
It's very true. Like
Hmm,
even social media, if it's not for something productive, I think we need to have a time frame. And
hmm.
actually, Apple came up with something like that. It will tell you how long you've spent on an app,
Oh
and I
my
think it's
goodness.
very productive. Yeah, if you want to use it, like, or you set the
Whoops.
alarm. You set the
Yes,
alarm for
yes.
entertainment on social media, but if it's for something productive like we're doing right now, then
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Come and listen, come and watch. You might walk away with one tip, just one. We don't say take everything we are saying. Somebody might walk away from here with just one thing, and that will help you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, time wasters, I say laziness. Just like you know that you have to do something, but you just don't do it. You keep putting it off. Well, laziness, procrastination too is in there. You keep
Mm-hmm.
putting it off. Oh, I have to do this. 3 months time, you ask them, have you done it? Oh, well, this happened and that happened, and it was too difficult. Meanwhile, they never even started. Yes. Ajua says some people need visual schedule, verbal prompts, directive statements, redirections, care, etc.
Everything.
to help
Mm-hmm.
them stay focused, but they do not know that due to their refusal to learn anything new or beneficial.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So many people make their lives difficult and challenging based on their inability to function productively by acquiring knowledge.
True.
And Abner says the first time I think I've seen it. The first time I saw that on my iPhone, I literally dropped. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
another
and I
time.
think that the laziness and the procrastination, it's also sometimes when we set unachievable goals or we don't break it down to the little task in order to achieve it. Because when it's
Mhm.
big and vague, sometimes
Mhm.
it's you don't even know where to begin. But if
Mhm.
you've sat down to organize whatever that you want to do, then you're breaking it down. Then it makes it easier. It's just like
Mhm.
when they said that if there's a task that you really need to do that you don't enjoy, you just do bits and pieces of it just to get it done. Tell yourself, I'll do it for 5 minutes. You do it. You might find yourself doing it for even longer. So,
I'm
as time,
laughing because Mr. Chairman from Pastor P's class, he made this. He said, how do you eat an elephant? Bit by bit.
true.
And to learn to take things little. I took this step. I did this. I did that. This thing that I just showed you, do you know when I registered for this thing? It was in November, and I think right away I could have got the book launch in January, and then this will happen, and I'm like, oh. Then I put it off. I'm like, oh, this, Then you had to get an editor to read the summary because you have to put the summary in the KDP Amazon.
Mm,
And so I sat there and I said, but I did the book cover myself and it didn't look whatever. So when I looked through it with the coach, and so then I have to find somebody to do it. But all
right,
these things that I'm telling you about, this video that you saw, somebody on Fiverr did it. It's only $16. The
right.
person who did the book cover, I don't know if it was 30 something, but we will complain. And yet, when it's time to buy the cloth, we'll go and buy the cloth. We'll buy the gele, we'll buy the bleaching cream, we'll go
Yeah.
to Costco and go and buy the fufu and the whatever. But investing in ourselves, how much is it really? Somebody does it for you, and you have to be willing to pay for things that you want to do. So for me, I said, I can't sit here and say I haven't done anything. And then the coach kept saying, "Oh, the book club." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this, that." I'm like, "No, I've done it. It's just I have to." So I'm saying that I've taken little steps, and I have to tell myself that I'm happy. You have to be happy with what you've accomplished. If you set your
Right.
standards too high, you can't accomplish it. If you set it too low, it's also not. Make sure that you are just
Motivating
going.
and yeah.
Yes, yes. Another time waster is being disorganized. We are so known for that. And time is the big thing. You
Mm-hmm.
go to church, they say church starts at 10. You get there on time. They are sitting around waiting. Oh, let's wait for people to come. How about the people who came early? They are wasting their time. We are disorganized, right, in these kinds of ways. So I'm saying, and I've given this example, if you go to a job interview and you and the one person that you are the final two and your skill sets are bang on, neck to neck, it's difficult for them to pick. So then they start doing the, what do you call it, the people factor thing. So they'll be
Mm.
asking questions about you, and they'll say, "Oh, this person, oh, they are so great, but when the timelines are coming, sometimes we don't even know whether we'll meet the deadline or not. They tend to leave things to the last minute. So if you have a deadline of completing something by March 31st, like myself, the lady that I did the summary, edited the summary for me, she asked me the question. She said, "Is the book done?" Because with this ebook thing, people do the pre-order thing, and then you have a year to write the book. And I said, "Oh, it's done. I have the material.
Oh,
I'm just working through it." You okay?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be done soon. So I told myself, I was telling my daughter, I said, I'm giving myself up to the end of March to send the book to send it to her to edit. I have a year to put it out, but I want her to do it now so that if she sees something that needs to be changed, then I have time to work it through. And it can be done. But
Yeah.
we don't like to set ourselves hard goals. Like, this is February has not come. Today is January 29th. I can do it, right? So,
Right.
oh, Nana, why?
She
Why?
has spent about 12 hours on social media, I'm sure.
Ama Joe said, "This one is me. Oh, my vision board is too high. Oh, yeah." So yeah, lack of commitment. Like there's a lot of things that will waste your time. Like you need to. Everybody's is different. You know what your time wasters are, but it's just your
Yeah.
willingness to take that hard look and correct something. And like I said, we've been treating this topic because it's the first time for you to accomplish your goals for the year. You need to think about time, and it's January 29th already. So what have you accomplished this month? Are you on track? Like if you are not, this don't beat yourself down. No, don't never do that. Don't get or give up. Just be honest with yourself. Take a frank look, do an assessment, and carry on. Yes. So
Yes.
resources for time management.
Resources could
Yes.
be physical or doing stuff like planning ahead and
Mm-hmm.
organizing. So for me, I use
Mm-hmm.
my planner to do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plan so makes me write a lot, and so
Mm-hmm.
in the morning I open my planner and I know
What
what
you're
I
going to
have
do.
to do. Yeah, and then you can adjust it. I mean, just as we
Mm-hmm.
said, you don't have to do everything,
Mm-hmm.
but at least
Yeah.
have it down there so that if you don't achieve it, you're moving it to the next day or whenever you think that you
Mm-hmm.
can do it. But if
Yeah.
it's not written down, then it becomes
Mm-hmm.
hard.
Yeah.
Writing,
It's in
yeah.
your mind.
Hmm.
It's like
And
I didn't used to do vision boards. Oh, I want me trimu. Then you no, you need to write it down so you can look at it, you see it,
yes,
and
because you
challenge
forget
yourself. Mm-hmm.
with life and things happening.
Yeah. There are a lot of resources that you can download from your Play Store or whatever it's called. Like for me, I have this thing called To Do Bit, and I just list what I have to do for the day. So as I'm
Okay.
doing it, I just take it off. I find that I used to write things out in my book. But then it gets to a time, sometimes I've written it, I don't even look at it or I forget to. But the list makes me like the day that, like Thursday, Friday, that I said I didn't do anything, I just move it forward to the next day. But at least it keeps me on track. So
Right. Right.
one of the things too that I had for resource management is an activity log, right? It has a date, a time, a description of the activity, how you feel, the duration, and then you place a value on it, high, medium, low, and all that, you
Yeah.
know. And then the to-do list that we've mentioned, like you make the list and work through it. And so
Mm-hmm.
don't make it too long and don't make it too short, just achievable things, right? And if you
Yeah.
can't do something, put a note by it, move it to the next day.
Yeah.
So
And also
there's
remember to set like time limits for
yes,
tasks.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So Ajua says, Chai, the wasters include the takers, receivers, liars, manipulators, promise and fail for procrastination, whiners, drainers, always looking onto others to fix their problems, ignorance, arrogance, vultures, promises such as I will build my house tomorrow for when a challenging situation, then disregard once things come to pass. Hey, Ajua, time management is crucial in everyone's lifestyle and decision makings, which is exactly true. Like you need to manage your time. Like what do you do with yourself on a daily basis? Plan. Like these resources, they are inexpensive things. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I think you have to take this one off because it will echo. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I had
Aisha
two
said,
on.
yeah, you came off. So I think maybe so. Yeah. Well, yeah, we can start to wrap up. So if you want to wrap up. I think the topic was extensive and we kind of had to go through it quickly, but it's it's good for us for next time that maybe we'll break it down and take 3 points and discuss at length. So yeah.
Mm, yeah. 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 So today we're looking at the value of time and how to manage our time properly and how do you say it? To be productive and efficient. And apart from that, it also actually gives you less stress
Mm-hmm.
because if you're not planning your time, you find yourself picking or multitasking, like excessive multitasking, and then you don't achieve anything at all, and then you become frustrated, you're stressed. But it's important that we plan our time so that other people are also not planning our time for us, because
Mm-hmm.
we know we know the value of our time, and we know what is important for us, and that is when we prioritize, actually. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, then you're giving time to unnecessary things that would
Mm-hmm.
not benefit us. And um, the Ghana time thing, I think we need to do away with it. It's not acceptable.
No,
It's not at all. Like,
it's holding us back.
yes. So let's just do away with it. If it's 1 o'clock, please be there at 1 o'clock. Because when I'm having a small dinner or lunch, like when I'm with Jane them, and we're having like a lunch, and there's one person who is late, I'll say let's start. Because if you don't
Yes,
start, next time they'll do it again. By the time they
yes,
come, if we finish eating, I don't care. You can
yeah,
go take your food, eat or something like
yes.
stuff like that. So please, it's not acceptable. Ghana time, it really pisses me off, that thing.
Well, this is the thing. That is the drawback. Like it holds us back in various ways because Obroni say you are tardy. You are expected to show up at 10 o'clock for a function and then you are showing up at midnight. Like who has the time to sit waiting for you to make your grand entrance? You know? As if people don't have things to do. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I'll say. Those who weren't here before, I have COVID. That's why I'm coughing so much. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
apologize. Okay.
Adjoa says I
I
truly
don't know if
enjoyed
it's
this.
Delta or Omicron. But
I'm happy. Oh yeah, I'll send you something. I'll send you something on that. Or I'll put
okay.
it in the group. I truly enjoyed the discussion today. I'm happy to see both of you back with productive, intriguing topics. I'm looking forward to the next discussion. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you, Adjoa. Yes. So I was like, yeah, last week. That's why we didn't come on. So if she had told me, we would have postponed it, but she didn't. I only
Yeah,
found out when she
too much.
came on.
That's right.
In case anybody is wondering that, oh, Auntie Ya the slave driver making Ya come and sit
Oh,
here when she speak, somebody will think it.
it's true. That's true. I didn't even think
But
about that too.
you know what? Our mind goes to places,
Oh
especially
my
when we
God.
are when we are
Yeah.
predisposed to negativity. We'll think things, right? Anyway,
We had
yeah,
postponed for too long, so I thought we
mm,
should just do it. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's been an interesting discussion. Like, if you've not learned anything from what we've said today, I hope that you learn that time is valuable. Time, second. They
Hmm.
even have nanosecond or whatever, minute, hour. It just keeps ticking by. And ask
Hmm.
yourself, what am I doing in life? What do I want to accomplish? Am I where I need to be? It's not to put pressure on yourself, but it's a question that any person who's breathing should be asking themselves, because you are here not to just occupy space. You are here to find out your purpose and to impact other people. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in the White House and be the president before you can impact
Hmm.
somebody. It could be your child, it could be your neighbor, it could be whoever that you are making a difference in their life. So let's learn to take time seriously, value our time. We all have the same 24/7,
Hmm.
24 hours in the day, and people are doing things. Why can't you? So if you are
Hmm.
tempted, especially those of us from a particular place, spend our time envying people and thinking that, oh, how come they get to do this and I don't get to do it? Refocus those questions on yourself. Don't look at others. Why am I where I'm at? You can do it. You have it in you. It's just you've never really pushed. So yes, we'll leave it right there. And like I said, DM me, Auntie Ya's book club. Don't forget, the book is Own It. It's coming out on March 24th. You get the link, you buy it, 99 cents, share it with minimum 5 people
I'm not going
because
to
we,
DM. I'm DMing with my hand raised right now.
okay, I'll put you in. I'll put you in. So what will happen in the book club is we'll just be sharing, sharing ideas, information about owning it, becoming responsible and accountable for
Excellent.
ourselves and our life journey. Many cannot question themselves, so because that knowledge is non-existent. That is too bad. Well, if you're happening to be watching this program, maybe you'll go away with something. Yes. So with that, we thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure being back. We'll be back next Saturday, same time, with another topic. And also do watch out for my videos from The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. They are just short clips. I post them on
Yeah.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you have any feedback for us, please leave your comments and let us know how we're doing. So take care, everybody. Have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Okay, bye bye. Love you all.
Right.
We'll see you next week.